Right guys, so we've just looked at multiplication, so now what we're going to do, we're going to progress it and look at some division, okay? There's one method that I think is the master method that I think every student should try and use, and that is the bus stop method, okay? So whenever you see division, you must think bus stop. I'm going to show you what that looks like by doing it nice and big and clear on the screen, okay? So, I'm going to show you two examples. This is the first one. So bus stop looks a lot like that. The number we divide by goes on the outside, and then the number that we want to see how many times 6 goes into goes on the inside. So 222, like that, okay? What I encourage my students to do is make a list or a note of their 6 times table, just because then it will make their lives easier so they don't have to keep thinking about it over and over and over again. So let's do that down this side here. So 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, and 60. So there's my 6 times table all the way up until the 60. So step 1, how many times does 6 go into 2? Well, it doesn't go into 2. 6 is bigger than 2, so it won't fit in. So we put the 0 up top and we carry the 2 across. Now, how many 6s go into 22? Well, if 22 was on this number line here, well, it'd actually be there. That's where 22 would be. So how many times does 6 go into 22? Well, it goes in 1, 2, 3 times. And then what is the difference between 18 and 22? Well, it's 4. So I'm going to put a 4 there. So 6s into 42. Well, luckily for me, 42 is there. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times. Therefore, my answer must be 37. Okay? And a good way to test this in an exam, if you're bored and you're sat there at the end thinking, I've done everything I can, there's a division question in there. Why not try doing 6 times 37, doing the reverse, doing a check. And if you get an answer of 222, you know you've got the answer right. And I think that's a really nice position to be in, where you know you can leave that exam room knowing you've got the answer correct. So I encourage all my students to do a little bit of a check, just to make sure they've got the answer right. Let's look then at the next, see if this works. See if I can move on to the next slide. There we go. A part of me wants to delete this video and start again because of that little slight mistake, but mistakes happen. So let's just keep going. 456 divided by 8. So, step 1, bus stop. 8 goes on the outside because we're dividing by 8. 456 goes on the inside. Next step, 8 times table down the side. So, 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72, and 80. Just on top of the bus there. So 8 times table, done. Now I can start working through this division question. Okay? So how many 8s go into the number 4? Well, it doesn't fit in. So once again, it's going to be a 0. We carry the 4 across. So it becomes 45. 45 would fit in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lots of 8 go into 45. And what's the difference between 40 and 45? Well, it's going to be 5. 8 into 56, once again, luckily for me, it's there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This answer is 57. Okay? And it's the exact same process. So if I'm dealing with even bigger numbers, you just keep moving across. Okay? In your face-to-face lesson, it's likely your teacher will show you how to multiply and divide with decimals, but for the purpose of this video, we're going to keep it nice and simple as an introduction, and hopefully you guys can master this, and then you can look at progressing that onto the more harder stuff. Hopefully you found this video beneficial. Remember, multiplication, find a way that works for you, bus stop method for division, you're sorted, okay? Excellent.